So when I first heard they were going to do a Batman reboot with Robert Pattinson, I kind of groaned, not because of any kind of dislike towards Robert Pattinson, even though he's not very well liked, but because of the fact that it's another Batman while we still have the Batman Batfleck possibly coming back, which we know for sure he is coming back. And I thought it was weird to have multiple Batman like continuities going on, plus of course the Joker film as well that came out last year. And so I was a little skeptical. But as more stuff started coming out, with the suits and little clips here and there, I was kind of like, okay, let's see where this goes. And so at DC Fandom, they dropped the trailer or the teaser for The Batman. And I kind of really loved it. And one thing that kind of hit me during the trailer that I have to accept is that in our lifetime, just in our lifetime, there have been so many different iterations of Batman. So many ones. Animated movies for decades, even before I was born. And we kind of have to accept the fact that Batman is such an iconic character, maybe the most popular superhero of all time when you think about it, that we're going to get reboots of Batman for the rest of our lives. We're going to be grandparents, guys, and we're going to be talking to our kids about Michael Keaton and Christian Bale when there's a new Batman out that they're going to like. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be with Batman. That's just how it's going to be. So it's just how it is. I loved this trailer. I enjoyed it. Robert Pattinson, or as they're calling him, Robert Battison. I didn't like Twilight. Obviously, it's not my thing. But, he kind of got better as far as acting chops go in other films after that. And it looks like he's going to play a younger but still gritty Bruce Wayne. And there's, of course, the scene in the trailer. First of all, it looks like the film has multiple villains. The Riddler, I think, is going to be the main one, which I'm okay with. But that scene in the trailer where Batman just pulverizes this guy, he turns his face into meat sauce, as somebody on Twitter said, and then says, "I am vengeance." Dude, that was beautiful, man. And everybody's over here marking out. I love, the Batman with the red sort of colors and the black. It's just a different take on Batman. And I really, really enjoy it. And I wonder how many of y'all who are watching this video are going to grow up and become a filmmaker. One of y'all might do this and make your own version of Batman. There's so many different versions. And, I really love the Joker. So I feel like, the movie from last year. So I feel like if they're doing more alternate universe Batman stories, I feel like that could work. And this movie looks gritty and it has that sort of, that dusty look to it, for lack of a better term. Batman 89 had a similar look to it, that film noir thing. This one seems a little bit more film noir. This one looks more like the Joker from last year. And, the Joaquin Phoenix one. And I just really enjoyed this trailer. I mean, I really did like it a lot. The Batman suit looks armored, but not overly armored. It's not super bulky, but it's not the thin sort of latex that we saw from the Michael Keaton movies, even though it's not really latex, whatever material that is, it looks good. It actually looks great, much better than I thought. And it looks like it's going to be a fun little, sort of adventure story more than just a dark Batman story. I know it's going to be dark, but it just, I don't think they're going to do an origin story here. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. I think we might have, what they did in Batman Forever, where we'll have, flashbacks and things like that, and sort of telling the story of Bruce Wayne. But I feel like we already know that story. I feel like it's been done so many times, so many different iterations. They could just do something like what they did with Batman v Superman, where they show sort of these vague, hazy clips of what happened to Thomas Wayne and Bruce's mom and all that. They could do that. They could do something like that. But I'm hoping there won't be an origin story for Bruce. Now, for the villains, that to me is more intriguing because, as we know, the villains of Batman are just as interesting as Batman himself, which is why he has one of the best, if not the best, rogue galleries in comic book history, because they're all very interesting. We also saw the Batmobile, which looks to be more so in line with the Christian Bale Batmobile, where it's a big sort of armored, bulky, war machine, for lack of a better term. And I feel like the Christopher Nolan Batman films are going to end up being some of the most influential comic book adaptations ever in film history, because I think that going forward, not just with Snyderverse, but I think going forward, a lot of other filmmakers are going to look at that and say, okay, can we do a gritty, more realistic version of this character? And I think that the Batmobiles since then have kind of been like that. They've been these big, bulky tumbler things as opposed to the older Batmobiles from the original Warner Brothers, the Tim Burton and the Joel Schumacher films, where it was more in line with like the classic Adam West Batmobile, not as far as how it looks, but as far as it being this sleek sort of supercar. You know, the difference between a supercar and a big military tank that has weapons, and I feel like that is what's going to happen from now on. But I really liked it. It was creepy. It's gonna be a very atmospheric story, I hope, based on this trailer, and I'm very hyped for it. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the Batman trailer. I'll be doing more videos about DC Fandome, including my thoughts on the Zack Snyder Justice League trailer and Wonder Woman 84. There's a lot of good stuff coming from DC, yo. I'm interested, and also, let's not forget that The Suicide Squad, the sequel to Suicide Squad, will be called The Suicide Squad, and looks to be a lot of fun too. So I might be doing videos this week on that. Haven't really uploaded in a while. I've been going through some stuff, but I'll get some content out for you guys. Thank you as always for your support of World of Geekdom. I love you, and we'll talk soon.